Hello, Arlington ISD, and welcome to the 22-23 school year. I'm Anita Foster, coming to you today from Gunn Junior High and Fine Arts and Dual Language Academy. We've got some big topics to talk about today, including enrollment numbers for the new school year, a new safety page that we rolled out for staff and for parents. We've got new information on safety terms that we're using in the district, and we're going to end today with a tour of the superintendent's first day of school. As always, the superintendent of schools is here with us. Dr. Marcelo Cavazos, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Anita, and it's great to be here. A great start to our school year and starting the second week of school now.
Now we have a lot of new people with us, so I just wanted to let folks know how we do our district update. Tell us a little bit about why you do this district update for the staff.
Well, Anita, I think it's important that we share information, make sure that everyone gets the latest information, and really discuss topics that interest everyone and really affect everyone across our district. So thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to doing many district updates this year.
Well, we have a big topic to start with. Every year, especially at the beginning of the year, we focus hard, our schools in particular, on enrollment. Tell us why enrollment matters first, and then where we are for this year.
Yeah, so fundamentally, Anita, enrollment matters because we know that when students enroll and they start off school with us, they have a better chance of success. And we want every student to be engaged really right off the bat as a school year. We know enrollment is also important because that's how our state funds us in public education. But it's not only enrollment, it also is the attendance of that enrollment that's really important. So we'll talk about attendance here in a little bit as well, but those two things go together that produce our state funding, but fundamentally more important, the learning that happens in our classroom.
You know, we've been dealing with COVID. This is not a surprise to anyone for about 2.5 years now. How has that impacted the attendance and the enrollment at the Arlington ISD?
Yeah, so we know that during COVID, there were spikes and different times when a lot of students were absent, staff was absent. So for our enrollment, the enrollment went down because mobility really stopped to a large extent during COVID. And so the culminating effect of that, Anita, is that we had pretty sharp decreases in attendance, sharp decreases in enrollment. The state did step in when we had our attendance drops, just like every district in the state, and they held us harmless. But pretty much now we're back to normal. And so really we're focused now on making sure that our enrollment and our attendance are at a level that is really productive for our students, our staff, and our funding.
Now, I've heard you guys talk about the team of demographers that you work with, and I thought that was very interesting that we're not just randomly picking enrollment numbers. There is a team of professionals that help to shape that. How do they go through that process? What are they looking for to help us know what an appropriate enrollment number is?
So those demographers go through a number of different indicators, Anita, that we've used consistently for a number of years. Housing patterns, mobility patterns, birth rates, the changes in our community in our district, the aging of our community in our district. They put all those together with longitudinal views to come up with an enrollment projection. And we really do it by school and by grade level across the district. And they've been doing this consistently, and their patterns hold pretty remarkably throughout the years and decades of Arlington ISD.
We're 2 weeks into school. How are we doing with enrollment?
So the good news, Anita, is that we are now at this point, and again, there's variability throughout the year, but at this point we're exceeding our target for enrollment. We're about 200 students more than our projected enrollment. And our projected enrollment is what we use to develop our budget, to do our staffing and things like that. So being above projected enrollment at this point is very positive. We do know that that fluctuates all the way really throughout the year, but it peaks really at about Labor Day. Attendance is the partner of enrollment, and attendance really drives the funding. So another way of saying that is we want the students that are enrolled to have the best attendance they can have to make sure, number one, that they're in class learning, actively participating, gathering knowledge, and also making sure that it supports the structure of our funding system in Texas.
It is good news to hear that enrollment is strong and right there on target with what the demographers thought it would be. What about universal pre-K? Does that have a role to play in attendance and enrollment in any way?
Yeah, it certainly does, because we know that when we launch universal pre-K, that means everybody can come that's a 4-year-old to come to school for free, we knew that that would have an effect on enrollment as well, because it would generate more interest and more students. We know that that enrollment is important to be consistent across the years as these pre-K students move throughout our system. And again, important point, the attendance of all the students is critical really for their learning and the funding.
So pre-K, I know on your first day, and we'll show some pictures of this later, these are really cute, but you visited a pre-K classroom with the new curriculum. How is that going?
That's right. So I want to first thank our pre-K teachers and our pre-K department for doing an outstanding job in really communicating with families and saying the importance of enrolling in pre-K, but also the importance of starting early in your education. And so that's why we're exceeding our projected pre-K enrollment target as well, because there's a lot of interest around that. Also thank the teachers and our department for implementing the new STEM curriculum. So STEM in pre-K is another big change and an important evolution in our pre-K and early learning offering in Arlington ISD. So it's going really well. I had an opportunity to visit with all the pre-K teachers across the district before school started, and their energy was amazing because they were ready for the pre-Kers all across our district, and I'm just so proud of them.
A whole bunch of yay pre-Ks.
That's right.
In that group, and full STEM ahead.
That's right.
Well, it is exciting. Let's turn our attention to a topic that has been top of mind for many years with parents, students, our staff, visitors to our building, and that's safety. After Uvalde, we know this conversation elevated itself to an even higher level. Tell us about some of the things that the district is doing when it comes to keeping all of us safe.
That's right, Anita. So we know in Arlington ISD, and I've said this often, this is not a new conversation for us. Safety and security is not new. We have developed systems and procedures, and our bond has supported real upgrades in our buildings to ensure the safety and security of all our students, staff, and visitors. So not a new conversation, but an important one.
You recently rolled out a new safety page and a security tracker. Tell us what that safety page is all about, and then we'll talk about the tracker.
Yeah, Anita, so the safety page is really a source of information on our website for parents, staff, for also our community members to understand the things we're doing to keep everyone safe and secure, but also to familiarize yourself with common terms like shelter, lockdown, hazmat, weather, things that we use in terms of terminology and also the definition and the action around those terms. Really important, really robust webpage, and I thank our communication staff for putting that together. And also, Anita, part of the website includes a security tracker button that's also part of all our campus websites. It gives us that opportunity to provide real-time information, accurate information if we have a lockdown. So that's available for everyone to see.
You mentioned that the new safety page had some terms, and you said
That's
lockdown, correct. Shelter, weather, and hazmat. Shelter is a new term
That's
for
correct.
us. What is the difference between lockdown and shelter?
That's right, Anita. Lockdown is a direct threat to our building or the people in our building, and it's not business as usual. A shelter is when there's a threat potentially in a neighborhood around our school or outside of our school. Things can continue as normal. Teaching and learning will continue in the building, but we bring everyone inside until that has been resolved outside of our building. So those two terms, because they sounded similar, lockdown and lockout, we did away with lockout and we moved that term into shelter, and really gives a better description of what's happening at the school.
And the Arlington Police Department, great partners with the Arlington ISD, they actually made a video for us on this topic. So I'd like to ask you all to take a quick look at this video, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up our safety discussion.
Nothing is more precious than our children, which is why we work together with the Arlington ISD to keep our kids safe at school. I'm Sergeant Scott Vickers, a school resource officer with the Arlington Police Department. When an emergency happens at school, we want you to know what our school safety terms mean and where to get critical information. You've likely heard the terms lockdown and lockout, but you might not have known the difference. Because clarity is the key, the district has eliminated the term lockout and replaced it with shelter. A shelter is when there's a threat near the school. Shelter is used most often because of police activity in the neighborhood. We might be searching for a suspect in a crime or looking for someone we want to question. It could also be a barking dog on the playground or near the school, so we'll move the students indoors and lock the building until the threat has passed. These are typically short-lived events that don't directly threaten students or staff on campus. During shelter, school continues as usual inside the building. When a school goes into lockdown, we believe there is a direct threat to staff and students on a campus. All teaching and learning stop immediately while students, staff, and visitors head to locked locations and remain quiet and out of sight. If you hear of a lockdown at your child's school, the first place to check is the Arlington ISD security tracker on your school's website or the district website. Do not call or go to the school. Staff members are in lockdown, so they won't answer. Coming to the school during a lockdown can interfere with police activities and can put you in danger. Stay close to the security tracker where the district will post critical updates. We know we are responsible for caring for your most precious gift, and all of us at the Arlington Police Department and Arlington ISD take that job seriously. Thank you for partnering with us to keep all students and staff safe in the Arlington ISD.
Dr. Cavazos, I think one of the hardest parts when we talk about safety is not being able to guarantee that something will never happen at a campus.
That's correct, Anita. We can't guarantee that nothing will ever happen in our campuses, but what we can guarantee is that we are prepared. We have been training. We have a great partnership with our law enforcement professionals across the district. We have great security staff headed by David Stevens, our Director of Security. And we work together because we know that safety and security is a responsibility really of all of us. And we have a great team in Arlington ISD.
For those of us that are staff members, what are the most important things we can do to help keep our locations safe?
Yeah, the most important thing that a staff member can do is if you see something, say something. Because we know that the way we get information about a threat or a potential danger in our schools is because somebody says something. And I want to encourage everyone to feel very comfortable to share information you have if you ever have information related to a threat or a danger to our school, because that's critical. Second part of that, Anita, is to make sure that everyone understands the drills, the safety protocols. It's really forming a habit of the things we have to do to keep everyone safe and secure, and to reinforce that over and over and over.
And we have this information available for everyone. You guys just go to your campus webpage or to the district webpage. On the top navigation bar, click on Security Tracker. It'll take you directly to this new safety page. And we encourage you to get familiar with what the new terms are and some of the processes that are there, in particular, the notification system that will tell you how we're going to notify parents, how we'll notify staff, so that everyone is on the same page.
And that's important, Anita, because in the past, staff members would hear from another campus or that another campus was put on lockdown and really never understand what happened, how did it get resolved, or did it get resolved in a timely manner. This will allow everyone to have that information. Staff, students, parents, media, community members, to have the information of what's happening in our schools if they become aware that one of our schools is on lockdown. I want to thank the communications team and the safety team because you all work together to create this security tracker, and I really appreciate it because communication is key.
We do agree with that. Clarity is key in emergencies, and I too thank the safety team for bringing this to us and letting us be a part of helping to roll out something that we think will be very beneficial to everyone. All right, well, we've had a lot of serious discussion. Now let's talk about something fun, and that was your first day of school. Tell us about Dr. Marcelo Cavazos' super first day.
I had a super first day, Anita. It was outstanding. I enjoyed being at the schools, visiting with students, staff, and parents. The day started off really great. We started at Jones Academy of Fine Arts and Dual Language, where we clapped in and high-fived students, many for the first time as they made their way into class. Then I had the opportunity to visit classrooms and visit with some of our youngest learners. Then I visited with some parents who might have needed some Kleenex after seeing their kids in class. From there, we went to visit the very first class of our new P-TECH cybersecurity program at Lamar High School, where we spent about 30 minutes talking with members of the class of 2026, and they were so excited to be part of this new P-TECH. Later, we stopped at Crow Leadership Academy to check out the new bond-funded playgrounds, which had a lot of buzz across the campus as students were enjoying that for the first time. We went to Ditto for story time in a pre-K classroom to visit with the class of 2036. Owsley Junior High then welcomed us, where we met with our security team and their SRO to talk about school safety for this year. We ended our Super Day at Piercy STEM Academy to talk with our brand new principal, Sarah Brooks, at the end of her first day, and her commitment was that she would come back for day 2. By the time we ended, we had visited 6 campuses and over 19 classrooms. It was an outstanding day.
It was a super first day.
That's
That was
right.
our hashtag for the day. And I think we put about 40 miles on the car and a whole bunch of steps on the Fitbit, but it was a super first day.
It was great, Anita, and I want to thank everyone, whether you're a returning staff member, returning teacher, you're brand new to our school district, just thank you for making the beginning of year such a seamless start to our school year. We're going to have a great year, and we're going to have it together.
Well, thank you, Dr. Cavazos, and to all of you for watching this district update from Gunn Junior High. In October, Gunn Junior High will celebrate 50 years in the Arlington ISD, and we're going to come over for a big celebration then with you and lots of other friends of the Arlington ISD. So we look forward to that. Until we see you again, everyone stay safe and well.